What is up, YouTube? It is your Diamond Protector Sane here, and today we are going to be taking a look at another Pokemon breakdown, this time covering Pelipper. Now, I know I do mostly Gen 3 Pokemon, I do a lot of Gen 3 stuff. If you guys want me to do breakdowns on any other Pokemon, name them in the comments, let me know in the comments what you want me to cover, and as long as I have experience with them, as long as I feel comfortable, and I'll be pretty honest about it, whether I just oh, I haven't used this Pokemon enough, sorry. But if I feel like I've used the Pokemon enough, if I've got some experience with them, then I will go ahead and make a video for them. I will do breakdowns for any Pokemon, so don't think that I'm just, solely tied to Gen 3. Anyways, for this one, I'm also going to talk about Pelipper and future generations and, see how the moveset upgrades and, not just talk about how it is in Emerald, but how you would use it and any other games further. So let's go ahead and get into it. There we go. So for Pelipper, it is one of the only two water flying types you're going to be able to get in Emerald. The other one being Gyarados, who isn't really a water type because of its really bad special attack and no physical special split for the water type moves. So Gyarados has a water type and even has a flying type. Isn't really there. It's more of a just a good Pokemon that just so happens to have the type. So Pelipper is going to be pretty unique there. You get it very, very early. You can have it right before Roxanne. It could be one of your first encounters in the game. There's a couple different spots to get it very early on. And if you somehow missed it, you also have plenty of chances to get it later on in the game. You're basically guaranteed to get a Pelipper in any one of your Nuzlocke runs. For its stats, it's got a nice high defense stat, pretty low HP, and decent special defense. So it's not the bulkiest thing ever, but it's still got some pretty good bulk, especially on the defensive side. And 85 special attack is very nice. It's not nothing amazing, but it gets the job done. 65 speed is pretty slow, and it's got some bad attack, so it's not a great flying type. So stats wise, it's pretty okay. It's kind of an interesting special attacker with high defense, kind of like Torkoal and some other Pokemon. So it's a nice niche. It's really good for taking on physical Pokemon just in general. As for moveset wise, I tend to always lean for the tried and true, Surf, Ice Beam, Shockwave, great coverage. Shockwave is amazing coverage for a water type to have. Just a water type and a flying type to have electric coverage is so interesting and so unique. The only other water type that really gets any electric coverage that you're going to run into in an Emerald playthrough would be something like Starmie, outside of Lantern, who obviously is electric type, but Starmie can also get Thunderbolt and stuff, so that's I would say a better water type at that point, but Pelipper is one you're going to have earlier in the game, and it is amazing for gyms. So just for Emerald, you get it before Roxanne. It's a water type with Water Gun. It's going to be able to take your Geodudes down no problem. And then Nose Pass, you hit it super effectively, but it also hits you super effectively. So you do have to be careful there, but you can handle it. It can handle itself. And for Brawly, you're a flying type, and your wing attack, even though it's not going to be the most powerful attack ever, definitely can solo Brawly, but it's not going to be alone. It's going to have some help with your Wurmple. You're guaranteed to get, basically. And both Beautyfly and Dustox quad resist fighting, so... And even, the possibility of Zubat and Nincada and so many other Pokemon. You're going to be fine for Brawly, and Wingle's going to help out. Watson is the one gym you never take a Wingle to. Never, ever. But after that, you'll have Pelipper for Flannery, and it's amazing for Flannery. Being immune to the... magnitudes coming out from Camerupt and Numel, and just completely walling and hitting everything hard with just a water gun. It also learns Protect by level up, and you can teach it to Toxic TM, and therefore it is an amazing answer for just soloing the Slacking on Norman's team, which is probably the scariest thing on Norman's team. And it also has good good physical defense, so it's good for his entire team in general. Outside of the Spinda, who is probably the least scary part of the team. With a combination of Shockwave and Ice Beam, Pelipper can completely solo Winona, Shockwaving the Skarmory and the Pelipper who was just Ice Beam, and then Ice Beaming everything else, including Altaria, who doesn't get a chance to set up Dragon Dance on you because you just Ice Beam and one-shot it. It's great for Tate and Liza with just Stab Surf, and it is nice for Juan as being a water resist with electric coverage to take out the Crawdon, the Celio, the Love Disc. And even being pretty okay defensively against Kingdra, Shockwave will hit regardless of the double teams coming out, so it's pretty okay there. And Wishcash is walled pretty hard by Pelipper, and a Pelipper with Ice Beam can take out the Wishcash. And then you get to the Elite Four, and it does the same thing against Juan as it does for Wallace. It has Ice Beam for Drake. Very, very solid throughout the entire game. There's only one, again, Watson is the only gym and the only fight that is not useful for. Every other fight it is absolutely useful for. It's a very consistent Pokemon. Not the most amazing stats, but very consistent and a really good tried and true moveset. Surf, Shockwave. I always recommend you teach it Shockwave because, you know, whatever electric types you will have at that time, you know, they're going to get Spark soon, or you can get Thunderbolt really soon, so you don't need to waste Shockwave on them. Shockwave can be great coverage for other Pokemon, such as like Alakazam, or any normal types, but I think on Pelipper it's just the best because you have that water resist because you're a water type yourself. It's really amazing. Ice Beam, every water type wants to have Ice Beam. Surf, of course, you know, it's an HM, you can use it as many times as you want, it's great stab. And then for the last move, you can either keep Protect, you can run Fly, you can keep Toxic, you could mix and match the moveset a little bit there. And as it goes to future generations, specifically as it jumps to Gen 4, Pelipper gets a lot better, I think, with just its moveset. Come here and change this to Gen 4. Gen 4 Ubers. And I'll even pull right here. So, you don't have Drizzle quite yet. Drizzle comes later generations, which bumps up Pelipper even more for being a great rain setter for rain teams, which is so easy to make in any kind of Nuzlocke run. You now have the physical special split, which means you do have special flying type attacks, although I don't think you really get them at this point. The one really great thing you get is Roost, and Stockpile now with Gen 4 actually raises your special defense and your defense instead of in Gen 3 when introduced, it just stacks up power but doesn't actually boost your defenses. So you can definitely run a Stockpile set. You don't even have to run Swallow because you have Roost, so you can do Stockpile, Spit Up, Roost. I'll show that later. You get Tailwind later on. And again, you don't get any, I don't think you get any special attacking flying type moves. Here, you do get Air Cutter for Move Tutor and stuff, but you know it's there. So once you get Hurricane a little bit later generations and stuff, or Air Slashers pre-evolution, if you want to crazily level up your Wingull to 47 and get Air Slash, you could do that for an endgame Pelipper and be pretty okay there. You also get Hurricane a little bit later on to build your, you know, you just get more coverage. So for Gen 4, I would like to run something along the lines of, you know, Surf for some great stab. You can finally do Stockpile and make this thing a great tank. Give it Roost, and you can do Spit Up if you want to just have that really strong final attack after all the stockpiles. You set up your stockpiles, you Roost off, and then you just use Surf to do a lot of damage, and then you Spit Up at the end. Or this could be Ice Beam, or Surf could be replaced with Ice Beam, or you can still run Shockwave here. A lot of things you can do with that at this point. And in later generations, let's go to like Gen 6. I can't remember, does it get Drizzle in Gen 5? I think it's no Drizzle in Gen 5. Gen 6 is when you get Drizzle. So you can, it is hidden ability. So not Gen 6 either, is it Gen 7? Am I just completely misinformation right now? Sorry guys. Sorry about this. It is Gen 7 that you get Drizzle, and it's not even a hidden ability. So Gen 7 and Gen 8, if you want to use it, go ahead and see if you can get Drizzle on your Pelipper. You can check the abilities of your Wingull. You can get Drizzle, and then you can run moves like Hurricane, and your Surf will be powered up, and it is a great member to any kind of rain team you want to build, because Drizzle is just amazing. The only other Drizzle user you're going to realistically get ever is Politoed, whose hidden ability is Drizzle. So in a Nuzlocke run, really Pelipper is the only Drizzle you're going to be able to get in something like Generation 7, it's Generation 8. And then Hurricane, yeah, perfect accuracy Hurricane, need I explain it more. It becomes a very interesting, better special attacker as it gets a special attack buff as well. Later on, still got moves like Tailwind, and so on and so forth. But anyways, I guess to sum it all up, Pelipper is a nice, physically bulky water type. Water flying is pretty rare coverage. The only other competition it has is Gyarados, who doesn't get any good water type coverage until his physical special split, so Gen 3 really keeps the edge. And Mantine, who is not in Emerald, so you don't worry about Mantine unless it's like Gen 4, Diamond and Pearl, Platinum. I don't even know. I can't remember where you get Pelipper in those games, so faces competition there. But for Emerald specifically, it's very, very good. And being a water type with electric coverage is pretty great. So that's gonna do it for this video. That's gonna do it for Pelipper. Let me know what you guys think about Pelipper. If you like it, if you think it's fun to use, anything like that. And let me know what other Pokemon you want me to cover, because I can cover. I need more ideas for videos. So yeah, let me know who else you guys want to see. Anyways, love y'all. Thank you guys for your support. Like, comment, subscribe to my channel. It is free, so do it. Do it. Only handsome people subscribe to my channel, or very beautiful people, whichever you prefer. Anyways, love y'all. Peace.